You see it? Oh yeah, I think it's a flowing hair. It's a drape bust. I cover the story of Christopher Slonaker and his life story in another video. A link will be provided in the description below. In short, he came from Holland, fought in the Revolutionary War, was a teamster refusing to take a gun as he did not want to kill. It wasn't until he was transferred to the fighting line that he went AWOL and fled south into Virginia. It is said he constructed a cabin 16 by 20 feet in size, with ample room above for storage and extra beds. Today, we detect the cabin to uncover artifacts he may have lost. Stay tuned. All right, got a pretty decent hit here. Okay, got it out. But man, I tell you what, look how beautiful that soil is. Isn't that just beautiful soil? Is that it? No. Yeah. It's probably a rifle shell, shotgun shell, or some trash. All right, it's out. All right, what do we have here? Ooh, it looks like a little gear to a clock. Yep, I think that's a little gear, probably to a little clock. Our first hole, our first find is a gear, probably to an old antique clock. All right, you guys, I got something, I don't know how old it is, but it's pretty cool. Second hole, second plug, right off the house here. Let's take a look. Popped the plug, pulled it out. And is it a ring? I think it is. I think it is a ring. And it's got like a black onyx stone in it. And it has writing in there. Maybe. Oh, this is awesome. You know, I don't find many rings. I think I have found probably three or four wedding rings. I don't think that's what that is, but it could be silver. Let's take a look. It was reading pretty high in my detector in the coin range, definitely in the silver range. 2122. All right. That's awesome. I haven't found any identifying features, whether this thing is silver or not. Could be. Looks like it has a black stone in it. All right, let's keep going. All right, pulled the plug, popped it out, and I see it. And let's take a look. An old buckle. An old brass buckle. Boy, look at that. It's got the iron pin still on it. Just beautiful. There's a lot of green patina on there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. All right, let's keep going. Look at that. Look at that. It's gotta be a coin. Oh. Well, it is. It's a ring. It's another ring. Look at that. It is another ring. Now, I tell you what, I have rarely find rings on any detections of mine, and especially like in an old place like this. To be able to find an old ring like that. Look how, you guys see the design on that? That's beautiful. And there's an old stone right there. Beautiful. We'll clean it up. We'll take a look at it and see if that's sterling silver. All right, let's bag it. Let's keep going. Just right off the house here, and I see it. I pulled it out and I see it. And it's a little flat button. Actually, it could be a tomback button. See that shine? Yeah. That's awesome. That is an old button. And that actually could help date this house back to the time period that we're looking for. Late 1700s, early 1800s. Beautiful. Not doing too bad. Not doing too bad at all. All right, let's keep going. All right, I popped it out. All right, whatever it is right here. All right, what is it? Boy, it looks like a piece of pewter. I think that's what that is. That is a piece of pewter. I mean, it's almost got a tomback look to it, and sometimes pewter does. Yep, that's what that is. That's a piece of pewter. It's probably part of a handle of a spoon. That would be my guess. Yeah, I found the buckle over there, the button right there. Chimney's right there. Isn't that beautiful? I tell you, it's not often, you know, that people get opportunities to detect an old place like this. And I'm very fortunate to live in the Virginias, because the Virginias were settled very early in our American history. And this area was one of the, believe it or not, even here in the mountains of Appalachia, there between the Blue Ridge and the Shenandoah Valley was settled very early in American history. And so, you know, an old cabin like this was built by the Germans, and this area was settled very early in the 1700s, between 1730 and probably 1820. A lot of Germans came into this area and settled this area and built cabins like this. So, and believe it or not, amazingly, the landowners still keep up with some of these, and the families still reside here. And this is an original homestead, and it is owned by the greats of the original settler. It's pretty awesome, and I'm happy to find that. All right, I just pulled this out of the ground. Doesn't look like much, but it is another pewter handle. See that? You see where it comes down right there? Folds down. This is the second piece of pewter I've found. Dates this cabin easily back into the 1700s. It was about 6 inches deep, and it looks like there might be some pottery down here. Looky there. That's some redstone pottery. And there's actually a design on that. Yep, and this This type and style of pottery very easily dates into the 1700s and is very, very common for that time period. Cool. All right, we're doing pretty well. I'm actually really pleased. I have everything I have found. I'm still at the chimney. The ground is loaded. The ground is loaded. And this is as far as I made it from my truck, is right there. I got to leave today at 4. Didn't get here until close to 1 because it was freezing cold this morning, in the 20s, and the wind was just whipping between 40 and 60 miles per hour. We have a storm front blowing through, and it's up into about 30. I think I was supposed to get up to high of 34, 35 today. So we're probably at that now. And let me put that away. And what I want to do, so I just came out from my truck. I came this way. I've worked this way. Everything I've been finding has just been right here around the house. And I want to work around this way to where this creek is. You know, you can see how this is mounded up. Probably to keep this house from getting into the flood area of that little stream. All right. The pioneer hunt would be complete without the pioneer round ball. Looky there. Beautiful. You can actually see where, you know, where it went down into the ramrod. All right, I pulled this out of the ground and I found a pewter button just right over there. I've not shown you guys because it's just a piece of one with the shank. I pulled this out of the ground and I thought it was junky, and it still could be. But you know, you can see the clip on it right there. And that clip looks old. But look at this. Is that gold? Yeah, that could be gold. That absolutely could be gold. That part right there is brass. That could be gold. I'll show you what it reads. And it reads down there at the gold level. Look, 13. I think this very well could be gold. I'll clean that up and we'll take a look at it here in a bit. All right, I pulled it out. I thought it was a coin, but it's a compact. And it's got a really cool design on it. You see that? It's a little wheat around it. It's empty, there's nothing in it. That's pretty cool. All right, I popped the plug and pulled it out, and it sounds pretty good. And it could be in this clump. Let's see. Maybe it's in this clump. Oh, what is it? What is it? Might not be that old. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. It's pretty. Yeah, I don't know. We'll clean that up and we will take a look at it in a little bit. Well, I found the well. This is the well right here, and we're that far off from the house, which is pretty good ways actually. There's a little swale right here, and the barn stood right up there. All right, you guys, The well's right there, and I've been walking up this way here. I got a nice hit here, and I'm on my way to the barn that's sitting right there. I popped the plug. I either got a button or a coin. And as soon as I started pulling it plug out, I see it. And I'm hoping it's a coin, but it couldn't be a button. It is a coin. Oh, it is wiped. It is a filled copper. But it is a coin. Okay, we'll let this dry and we'll take a look at it. We'll clean it up when it's all dried up. But I'll let you listen to it. It's a great sound. Let me pull my headset off here. That's what you want right there. All right. Hopefully we'll get some ID off of it. But, oh, I see a wreath right there. This is a 1 cent. I don't know if you guys can see that. I know you guys can't get perspective. That's actually a big waterfall, and that's a nice swimming hole right there. And that's probably about 3 or 4 feet deep. Probably coins and gold and all kinds of cool stuff down in that. So I'm making my way up through here. When I get to the top there, we'll call it a day. I had a good signal, pulled the plug. And do you see it? Do you see it? It's pretty thick. It's an old coin. Oh yeah, I think it's a flowing hair. It's a drape bust. All right, it's a drape bust. I can see her head right there. Can you see her head? That's going to be 1796 to 1807, that coin right there. All right. That's awesome. I see something right there. Look at that. Look at that. Man, that is really, really cool. Look at that. We may be able to date this right there. Oh, that is cool. So awesome. All right, you guys, welcome back. We're going to do the wrap up and then we're going to head out of here. I think we did real well, considering we were here maybe 4 hours and it's getting close to leaving time. So it's starting to get a little dark on us. And we found some buttons, some buckles, some coins. We found some pewterware. We found a little bit of everything here at this house. And I don't know. Can you guys hear that? Coyotes up there. We might actually see them. I think they're fighting. There must be a den right up there where I was by the old barn. Let's take a look at what we have. Okay, so here's some of the iron things that I found. Some big iron. You know, I found a couple things here I didn't show you. I think they're from wagons. I think they're wagon wheel. I've got a couple rings here. I think I have a gold button or a gold pendant here. I've got a very interesting button there, I think. I've got a couple other flat buttons here. Some modern clad here. Some pewter here. Here's a couple pieces of pewter. I've got some old coppers here. I got some round balls there, 3 round balls. I believe I have a piece of buckle there. Some melted lead there. I dug that. Not sure what that is. Could be modern. Found a little rouge container, a buckle, and a real pretty copper piece. I don't know what it is. Here's some red stoneware there. It's pretty typical from an old house like this. You know, and I found 1, 2, 3 tin cups. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me. Catch me on the next episode.
It's handed down through the years to me. Now, George Slonaker, the oldest living Confederate soldier at the time of his passing, was on leave from Romney with Stonewall Jackson's command. He came home to the old house that's up here in the mountain, across from the one we just looked at. And he had a pair of boots being made over at the Blaker factory. So he came over there to the Blaker factory and to get his boots, and ran into some Union troops that took him, arrested him, captured him, and he spent the remainder of the war days in Harrisburg Penitentiary, jail. This was the old Green Mound Church, what was called Green Mound. Yeah, I've been to this church with my granddad for services back in the 50s.
So there's another graveyard up here.
Yep.
Where your family's buried.
Yes, that's correct. Yep. Where my great-grandfather and grandmother, this is where they are.
Oh, look at that. Leslie Slonaker, and Laura Haynes, and that's her maiden name, right?
And that's my great-grandfather.
That's your great-grandfather.
Back there.
And he passed away in, looks like 1924?
Let's go back and look. Now this would be my great-uncle, Wesley.
It's your great-uncle here. Okay, this is...
This would be the grandmom, wouldn't
Yeah, Harriet. This is Harriet. And she is the wife of William Slonaker. She was born December 21st, 1841. And deceased on September 9th, 1924, and it says, asleep in Jesus. William Slonaker, I'll get you in the picture, 1838, so he was 3 years, born 3 years before her. March 2 or 12? March 12. March 12 to October 7th, 1908. It says, asleep in Jesus, blessed sleep, from which none ever wake to weep. All right, you guys, I want you to see this tree. Now, in the video, it may not look all that big, but in real life, this is huge, enormous. And Mr. Slonaker has told me that his grandfather told him that when he was younger, that tree looked the same size even back then. And your grandfather was born in 1876 or 75? 76, 1876. So this tree, I'm going to go around this tree, and you're going to see how big and massive. These roots are so big they actually look like rock outcroppings. I bet you this is one of the oldest trees. One of the oldest trees in the state of West Virginia. And you can see here, I'm going to point around. This is where the old Pioneer Road went down through here. So Pioneer Road went through here. And you can see how the roots have come down onto where the road used to be. And the road, the old Pioneer Road, was moved down there. And this tree, I'm sure, was an absolute landmark. Look at that. That is enormous. I mean, that right there is 7 or 8 foot across. And that up there is probably 12 to 15 feet across, wouldn't you say?
It's close to there.
Man, that's huge. She's a beauty old tree. Gorgeous old tree. Look at that. Well, can you imagine climbing up in that as a kid? Having a tree house up in there. Be a Swiss Family Robinson. Look at that. Yeah. The people on horseback, the soldiers coming home from war, the pioneers, George Washington. You know what? He was part of the survey team through here. I bet you this could have been an old survey point. Look at that. He put that. Look at that up there. That sign. Our piece of paradise. Let me zoom in there so you guys can see it. Our piece of paradise. What an awesome, beautiful tree.